All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. It's Pastor Dow. Well, President Donald Trump and his State of the Union address. What are my thoughts? What I think about it? Well, I've got a bunch. I want to say this, and I need for you to listen to me very, very closely and don't think that I've swallowed the Kool-Aid. I want you to listen to me very, very closely. Politicians know exactly what to say in order to garner favor with the court of public opinion. And then there are also facts that are mixed in with truth. And so there are a lot of half-truths, and there are a lot of facts. There's a lot of mental gymnastics. There's a lot of theater. There's a lot of circus. There's a lot of pomp. Take it with a grain of salt. If a politician's mouth is moving, he or she is lying. Now, with all that said, also pay attention to the things that are not said and the things that are not done. I'll give an example. My center of attention and focus was on Nancy Pelosi, not so much as what he was saying, because I knew what he was going to say pretty much. And it's the same thing that he has said before in the past, except this time, if I can try to be truthful without running the risk of someone actually judging me as being naive, President Donald Trump actually sounded presidential. Now, what is amazing is that he gave a lot of facts. We are in a bad situation in this country because the majority of the things that he spoke about at one time or another in the past 10 years, the Democrats was on board and they agreed with it 100%. Now that Donald Trump is the president, the Democrats are the polar opposite. They didn't agree with a damn thing he said, even though it was truthful and factful. I mean, there are a lot more jobs. Even though there's service sector jobs, there's still a lot more jobs. I think he said like 1 in 3 or 33% of the women that actually come across the border have either been raped, molested, or done wrong. I'm just going to leave it like that to keep it clean. And the Democrat says, well, you see, he didn't get that point right there. It was only 31%. Y'all see the mental gymnastics in the game, 31, 33, peas, pods, apples, oranges, apples, pears, peaches. I mean, you see what I'm saying? But he made a statement and he said this. I'm going to paraphrase this. We really truly need to be concerned about how we're going to be remembered. I don't think the Democrats even give one dead fly or either 2 dead flies. Let's get a benefit of doubt or how they remember, because this is not about policy. This is not about the American people. This is about do not give President Donald Trump anything that he asked for, no matter what. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. When you're looking at politics right here, I have watched this negotiator concede and give a lot of concessions on a lot of things. These Democrats ain't budging one bit. Remember, Pelosi said no more rubber stamps. And man, it is bad. So in other words, how in the world can you sit up there and you agree with everything that he has said in the past? Because you're on record for agreeing with everything he has said based on what President Barack Hussein Obama said. But now that Donald Trump is the president, now you totally disagree. You dug in your heels and everything is the polar opposite. And the American people seeing this. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen again, because as a whole, the American people are dumb, dormant, docile, demoralized, and demonized. They don't have a clue if they're coming or going. So what's going to happen is in the next elections, you're going to see more people voting Republican. How many times we see that? 1 minute, things ain't running the way they think, so they vote Republican. Next minute, I don't like the way things run, vote Democrat. I don't like the way it runs, Republican. I don't like the way it runs, Democrat. And it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it continues to keep doing it over and over again. That's why I advocate. I remember the time when I used to not pay attention to politics and even pay attention to what's going on. But when I got a little older, I started figuring out why my life is so much affected because of policy and laws that are passing. You know, if you're going to participate, speaking to anybody out there, or not participate, you cannot ignore the fact that whatever these movers and shakers are doing, they are affecting us in this country. And if you're participating or not participating, if you're smart enough and if you're intelligent enough, you'll know how to navigate in this environment. You'll know how to make the proper moves in order to protect yourself from what's coming down the pipe, because these people are playing with us. We are sitting here 8 days facing another government shutdown. We're getting ready to see, whether people like it, comprehend it or not, just what type of man President Donald Trump is. Because I told you a few weeks ago, I said, now Nancy Pelosi is up here grandstanding in front of the cameras. Yeah, Gideon, because Trump gave a concession. But watch this. When you're negotiating something, you do give a concession. It's about give a little, take a little. And I'm going to go ahead and call it for what it is. The Democrats are being exposed for being vindictive, obstinate, having visceral rage. Again, it's not about the country. It's not about the party. It's about any way you can possible to discredit and get rid of Donald Trump. Don't give him nothing. And the only thing it's really doing, listen to me, it's actually bringing more people to him. It's actually bringing more votes to him. And you know what? He's going to be the next president again in 2020 because of this type of action. They are so idiotic that they have no idea what they're doing, that they're actually forcing the American public to go over there towards him with this rhetoric. It's something else that's going on. And I would hope that people would start paying attention, because even if you ignore a lot of things that are going on in this world, you are being affected. Seriously, you are. I wish that I could put a defibrillator on people's minds. I really wish I could. I really wish that when I speak on these videos, I really truly wish that everybody would exercise some self-autonomy. Let's just say if you have an issue with me because you don't like the way I speak or like the way I talk, instead of the way that the message is being presented, pay attention to the message, weigh the evidence, and see if it is truthful. And then from that perspective, in that point of view, let it chart your course and make a judgment, because everybody's not talking the same. Most people are not sitting up here reading between the lines. I'm not going to get on here and tell you that everything that Donald Trump said, he means it. No, it's not. He doesn't. It's politics. It's politics. But the one thing he does mean, though, is that wall. Because he ran on that wall, and he's going to get that wall one way or another, hook or crook. He's going to get it. And I'm telling you, these Democrats are messing up, and they're messing up royally. Then the last part of all this, I cannot believe for the life of me, with her history, that Kamala Harris is actually running for the president of the United States of America. I'm going to go on record right now and tell you she will not get the black vote. She ain't getting it at all, because she's a hypocrite. She's got into politics by, and we'll just leave it at that. And her record speaks for itself. She ain't going to be the president. She's wasting time, basically. Also, another thing, there's this governor out in South Dakota. She has just won the accolades and the good envy of a lot of Americans when she turned around and put in a law in South Dakota that it is a fundamental right for Americans to own guns and carry them in order to protect themselves without the interference of government. In other words, why do people need a license to do something that's already a constitutional right? And guess what? Kamala Harris is against your guns. She's coming after your guns. Where's this woman from? Oh, you got that right. California. Man, I ain't even got to get out here and say nothing bad about the woman. You know the reason why? Because everybody else is already telling the truth about it, and that's just bad enough. But arrogancy, the audacity, and the unmitigated gall. I think in the day and the time we're living in right now, that it doesn't make anything that you've done in the past. I don't think that people are actually viewing debauchery, lewdness, anything else as a reflect upon your character and nature as the person who you are today. I think we've got the attitude of what have you done for me lately? I mean, after all, when you look at society in the whole and stuff, I never thought that I'd ever see where we're at right now, that people would be so openly accepted of anything or any preference. Well, I'm not going to say that. Society is accepted of any sexual preference or non-preference that anybody chooses except that which is lawful and biblical according to the Bible. What do you think about that, hon? It's pretty good, isn't it?
Very good.
Very good, hon. But do you ever think that we would ever get to this point to where this world would be in this situation this fast?
Not from what we've seen, the innocence, and not that even it had it that much then, but it's so bad now it almost shocks you.
It shocks you. And it's not even shocking to the world nowadays. It truly isn't. So, I mean, who has a right to point fingers at anyone? Nobody. And even if they did, now the question got to be asked, why are you pointing them? But, isn't it amazing? I can speak about the great icons of the Bible. Everybody loves Abraham until you mention that he had 3 wives and many concubines. In other words, polygyny, according to the Bible, is lawful. Moses had 3 wives, Jacob, 4 of them. And do you know that Gideon, oh man, he had so many sons and daughters. And then David had 18 wives and concubines. And everybody said he loved the Bible, but yet these polygynous men wrote the majority of the scriptures. Now, the American society says that alternative lifestyles are lawful and is righteous, but the Bible is totally against it. But then the Bible says that this biblical lifestyle is accepted with the creator of the universe, and America hates it. You pick and choose. Now, I realize that I somewhat digressed on this video, but I threw a lot of information out there because you need truth spoken to you. I love speaking truth to power. You need truth in your ears. Investigate everything that I've said and see if it's so. Not on feelings and emotion. Do your own independent research and your own investigation. Y'all have a wonderful day.